Well, I guess everybody on the internet was right. It didn't hold. No, that is not the purpose of this video. We are tearing into the quad cab. Now, as you guys can see, quite a lot of disassembly has happened. So I want to refresh everyone. We put this engine together. The head studs didn't quite fit. They thought maybe it was a dull tap. When I spoke to a person over there, I retapped it, got to the hot retorque, ripped 3 head studs out. Pulled it, helicoiled it. That is when I got in touch with Jeremy, the owner of Wagler, and we were kind of bouncing ideas back and forth. I want to make it clear that I wanted to try and save this. Jeremy was willing to swap it as soon as he figured out what had happened. So what we have decided that occurred was this got tapped for the 9/16 head studs, even though my invoice and everything on the paperwork said M14. Now, when I ran that tap through there, I did clear it up and let it fit an M14, but a 9/16 is about 11 thousandths bigger. So today I was like, I'm going to swap the head studs. Jeremy sent me a whole set of 9/16 head studs, no charge. He's like, give it a shot. Well, in doing so, I ripped threads out of another block, or ripped threads out of one hole again. So got on the phone with him. He's like, hey, we'll turn this around super quick. He's like, ship me the short block. I'm going to knock the pistons, rods, all that stuff out of it, pull the front cover, all that stuff out, and we will ship it to them. And they said they will get it turned around and swapped free of charge. They said it was a mistake on their end. They owned up to it. I'm grateful for that. And if anybody's curious on why we continue to run Wagler products, it is this amazing customer service. Truthfully, some of the fault lies on them for tapping it incorrectly, and some of the fault lies on me for not thinking twice about running that tap through there. I was tired. At the time, the logic made sense. Even Jeremy was like, I probably wouldn't have said that. But again, in today's world of name calling, blame game, the fact that they were willing to stand behind it, take care of it, speaks a lot of volumes to them. So I hope that if you are in the market for anything, you consider Wagler. Again, this is a mistake that can happen. And I'll tell you what, if I ever get an M14 head stud that doesn't just thread in right, I'm definitely going to check with a 9/16 tap before I get too carried away. So in a nutshell, I'm going to get this ripped out and get everything on the pallet. But wanted to keep you guys updated. Now, because of this, more than likely, we are going to miss Southwest Truck Fest, at least with this truck. I might still go out there, maybe bring the dually or something, but we will not be bringing the quad cab. That is way too tight of a turnaround. I know Jeremy said he'll have the block back to me by then, but the last thing I want to do is rush it. And like he said, and I said, it's just too much time and money wasted if it goes wrong. So we're going to go ahead and rip this out. I will show you guys what it looks like as we get it pulled out. I got to start organizing stuff to get it tucked back away. And then we're going to pull the truck in this direction, pull it in, because we have more work to do on it in the rear end. We have made quite the mess, but we're almost there. I got to knock the rods out, knock our oil drains out, and pull a motor mount off, and then slap this on the pallet. I talked to Jeremy. He said to just leave the crank in there. That I will do. Keeps at least the girdle bolts together. And, yeah. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate mess I've made as well. And will continue to make. But, looks great. Let me show you. All right, I swear. It's organized. Oh, boy. So, crank actually looked great, so I decided to pull that out. That way all they have to do is swap the block. I got the main studs, main caps, and then we'll saran wrap up the girdle. We have some other parts to bust away, put away, but everything looked great. Not too bad at all. We got some of the mains right here. Look at that, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Now, unfortunately, we won't be able to reuse our main bearings. Number one, I was a little rough with them getting them out. Number two, the block will be different, which means the measurements might be off. So we're just going to start with a fresh set of main bearings. The rods honestly looked fun, so we're going to reuse the rods. And hopefully, if I was a betting man, they'll probably hone the sleeves a little bit. So I'm going to talk to Jeremy, see if they do that, then we will just order a fresh set of rings. If they don't, or they just ball hone it real quick, either way is fine with me. Then we'll just reuse those rings. They got 4 passes on them. They'll be more than fine for quite a while. But if they don't, we'll check the ring gap, but chances are we'll need another set. So I'm going to continue cleaning. Just want to show you guys the disaster that I've created in my garage here. And it's been fun trying to spin this engine over. Hindsight being 2020, I probably would have just gotten the engine stand, but I was being stubborn. So that one M8 bolt, though, putting in work for sure. Well, folks, there you have it. Boxed up, ready to go. Driveway cleaned. Man, I tell you what, they just don't sell that good degreaser in California like they do in Utah. And we got our driveway clean. It's clean the garage. Got the race truck pushed in here. And I know we talked about doing the next upgrades, but given how the day went, we're gonna end this video. It'll be a little shorter. We didn't have a ton of teardown footage. And again, I am just trying to make sure that tomorrow I'm not the holdup for the truck driver. So again, we started this around noon. It's currently 8:30, cleaned up, shipped, ready to go. We got most of the engine parts all up there and in our trailer for right now. This is still got to install this guy, waiting on a valve body. And then we got some gauges to throw in that white truck as well, and a CTS3 and a couple other small things. While everything is apart, we're going to send our turbos off to forced inductions, just for a quick health check. Jarrett just wanted to see him, so now that we don't have any events upcoming, we'll send those off and have them checked out. I got the head really nicely bagged. It's double bagged. It's actually pretty well secured in there, so I'm happy that we didn't have to take that apart. That will make reassembly much easier. Those are just random things I found when I was cleaning up, and I got to clean the oil pan now. I do have to order some oil cooler gaskets. I have to order some O-ring material for the front cover from Steve, and then probably an oil pan gasket. We'll probably reuse the front and rear main seals just because they have so little runtime on them. We'll get another head gasket coming. So all in all, a few $100 to do this, and I'm going to feel a lot better. Like I said, Jeremy was willing to let me try it either way, and he let me make the call. I could tell that he was definitely leaning towards the let me change this block out. So that did eventually win out. So I appreciate Wagler. Like I said, they've been with us for at least 5-6 years. And I love their products. I love their customer service. And this is exactly why. Mistake was made. They're going to take their accountability of it. I did my part, and it's going to be a good experience. And now in the back of my head, I won't be constantly worried about whether or not we are going to blow this up. So, again, I don't know how long it would have lasted. And ideally, the helicoil ones were probably the strongest ones now, looking at how that happened. We took a lot of pictures. I'll put up a picture of what M14 and 916s look like side by side in CAD, so you guys can kind of understand how close they truly are. When I finished tapping the 916s tap, the 1420 and the 916 studs both kind of threaded into the block, and that was kind of when Jeremy and I were both like, I was like, if the offer's still there, let's just do that. So again, they said it'll be about a 1 week turnaround time. Realistically for us, that means probably 3 weeks. Probably take 3 or 4 days to get there, 3 or 4 days to get back, a week there. So unfortunately, the quad cab will not be at Southwest Truck Fest. That is in St. George, April 12th. I do plan on being there. I don't know if we'll take the Duramax or the dually, but we will be at that event. I'll probably use it to use some of PDD's parts washer too, and run some of this stuff through the parts washer. So that way when the engine comes back, it's much quicker. I'll probably order another set of total seal rings too, just to have in the trailer. We have spare pistons. We have a spare rod. I think we should probably just pick up a spare set of rings in case. I'm going to order some bearings as well, just so we have some more in stock for whatever we may need. Like I said, the rods worked great. We ran about 3 1/4 thou on those. Those looked really well. The oil filter, I did not cut it apart because it is threaded back on now to keep dirt out of there. We did seal up everything under the hood for oil, fuel, make sure we don't contaminate anything. And this is how it sits. We didn't want to jam the truck full because we do have a lot more work to do in here. So it actually worked out well. We were going to kind of do half the work, go to St. George, do the other half. And Meyer also was like, hey, like if you're really worried about dynoing, just bring it up to PDD. So we might do that. And honestly, of all the events that I want this truck to do, the dyno is the one I'm most comfortable on. So I'm not too upset if we miss an event. There'll be plenty more throughout the year. And yeah, looks good. Also, in our trailer, I did get my new tires. They are the M&H like cheater slick. They're a 30/14/16. And in these boxes here, we have our beadlock wheels. So I'll probably do a video on mounting those up and weighing them. I do think it's going to end up being about 8 pounds more per tire wheel. So we're going to gain about 32 pounds, but I'm not that worried about it. We'll have plenty of weight loss coming. We're going sub 5,000 pounds. That's the new goal. It was just too easy, supposedly. But anyway, guys, don't really have a ton of good news other than we'll have this problem fixed and it'll be behind us. Give this one a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you are not already. And as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one.